Okay, the last two parts of content from Unit 4 get a little complicated because they start talking about right-hand rules and I start talking about left-hand rules. What I'm going to do is de-emphasize those rules. I do want you to know the left-hand rule for magnetic fields in a current carrying wire. So I reviewed that in the last video. That's background information. What I want you to take from U4A6 is the basics as to how a DC motor works, and I'm going to give you a few hints as to what I want you to know for testing purposes. So Faraday's motor principle states that a force can be exerted on a current carrying conductor by a magnet. So what we're talking about here are electromotors. So we've got a current carrying wire and we have external magnets that are important here. I've put a video in here in the end of the content. Watch the video on the left-hand rule and note that the current magnetic field and force are going in different directions. And this is where this gets complicated. Excuse me, I'm going to repeat that. This is in content 1. There's a video showing how the left-hand rule works. You do not have to commit it to memory for the test. All you have to understand is the current's going in one direction, the magnetic field is going in another direction, and the force given off by that is going in yet another direction. Just get a flavor for what is happening here. Here's the important point for U4A6 when it comes to the test. What I want you to know is the basics of how a DC motor operates. And to do this, what you're going to see at the bottom of content 3 is there is a link that you need to copy and paste to watch how the DC motor operates. There's written instructions as to how to operate, and at the very, very bottom of content 3, you can click on where it says DC motor and you can strip all the parts from it. So if you click on the parts one at a time, it'll show you what everything does. Here are the parts that you have to know for testing purposes. You have to know the current carrying wire, the external magnet, the commutator, the carbon brushes, and the armature, and what everything does to make that motor operate. Once again, for testing purposes, here's what's important to know right here. If you want to understand how the force works, go back to content 1 and watch the video, and it shows you how current plus a magnetic field creates a force that makes that motor operate. I will not expect you to know the left-hand rule and the right-hand rule.